Good day, everyone. This is Estrella Balane on students' acceptability of modular distance learning and their academic performance. Distance learning was already exhausted for its intended purpose even before the pandemic, and it became more helpful to the Department of Education for the continuity of learning among learners. One of the forms of distance learning is modular distance learning. According to International Commission on the Futures of Education by UNESCO, future societies may provide and encourage learning in various settings, and education is expected to happen not only in the classrooms but in different spaces and in any form. In addition, according to Martinez, state parties to ensure various forms of secondary education are available and accessible to all children. And Deped Order Number 21, Series of 2019, the policy guidelines on the K-12 basic education program, the flexible learning options, which are the alternative delivery modes, and the alternative learning system was offered to provide learning interventions to learners who failed to finish basic education. The modular distance learning was adopted in secondary schools in Libmanan from the school years 2020 to 2022. This study sought to understand how students perceive the modular distance learning and to inquire carefully whether it has to be re-implemented, and if it may be re-implemented, to suggest possible interventions and improvement in its implementation in the future to better serve and cater the need of those who cannot afford to attend the daily reporting in schools. The study determined the level of acceptability to modular distance learning and the academic performance of the senior high school students in Limanan District. Specifically, it seeks to answer the following questions. What is the level of acceptability of students in the modular distance learning program along the following elements: study environment, technological elements, independent learning, parental support, self-learning modules? What is the academic performance level of students across the different learning areas? Are there significant differences in the acceptability levels of the modular distance learning program across elements and among schools? Are there significant differences in the academic performance of students across learning areas and among schools? Is there a significant relationship between the acceptability levels of modular distance learning and academic performance of students? And what intervention program may be proposed based on the results of the study? This study is quantitative descriptive evaluative correlational method. The study's respondents are 466 senior high school students under GAS and TVL from the 9 secondary schools of Libmanan District. A modified survey questionnaire was utilized. The instrument focused on the experiences of senior high school students during their modular distance learning. The variables have been adapted from different related studies. A total of 55 questions for the 5 areas using 4-point Likert scale. The data gathered were treated using the following statistical tools: mean, two-way analysis of variance, Duncan multiple range test, and Pearson R. Data shows that in terms of the overall level of acceptability of modular distance learning, the 2 areas that have the highest scores are the area of study environment with a mean of 2.90 and self-learning modules with a mean 2.75, which were both interpreted high. However, it was also found that the 2 areas that have the lowest scores are technological elements with a mean 2.71, which was interpreted high, and parental support with a mean of 2.49, interpreted low. As regards the academic performance level of students across the different learning areas, the 2 subjects that received the highest averages were physical education with the average of 88.15 and physical science with the average 87.91, both interpreted very satisfactory. On the contrary, the subjects that received the lowest averages were statistics and probability with the average 86.16, which was interpreted very satisfactory, and reading and writing with the average 86.40, which was also interpreted very satisfactory. The data also shows that the overall average is 87.28, which is interpreted very satisfactory. The description is according to DepEd Order Number 8, Series of 2015, the Policy Guidelines on Classroom Assessment for the K-12 Basic Education Program. In terms of the significant differences among the acceptability level of the different elements in areas of modular distance learning across schools, it was found that there is no significant differences in the acceptability of modular distance learning across the different schools and the five areas. In terms of the significant differences among the academic performance of the different learning areas of modular distance learning across the school, it was found that there are no significant differences in the different subjects. Furthermore, it was also found that there is a significant difference between the students' performance in the 9 schools. In terms of the relationship between the acceptability level and the academic performance of the students, in physical science, statistics and probability, pagbasa at pagsusuri ng maikling teksto tungo sa pananaliksik, and reading and writing was significant to the level of acceptability of modular distance learning along its 5 areas. On the other hand, it was found that physical education was not significant to the acceptability level of modular distance learning along its 5 areas. From the study's findings, it can be concluded that students have high level of acceptability for modular distance learning. The performance level of students is 87.28, which is very satisfactory. There is no significant difference in the acceptability level of different elements of modular distance learning across schools and 5 areas. There are no significant differences among the academic performance of the different learning areas of modular distance learning across schools. There is a significant difference in the performance of the students in the 9 schools. There is a significant correlation between the acceptability level and the academic performance of students in physical science, statistics and probability, pagbasa at pagsusuri, and reading and writing. However, there is no significant relationship between the acceptability level and the academic performance of students in physical education. Finally, an intervention program on modular distance learning was proposed. Thank you very much.